It has been 320 days since I started my hardcore world. What started as a simple starter house on a hill would soon expand as I started building all of the farms that I thought I would need. From the farming district with the iron farm all the way to the pillager outpost that I constructed in our most recent episode. All this while I try to achieve my goal of turning this Minecraft seed into my hardcore forever world. And today will be no different, as I have 3 objectives that I want to achieve. Starting out by addressing the issues with the raid farm, as it doesn't work as well as I would like, and I want to fix it. Then in my desire to take to the sky, I want to travel to the end and slay the ender dragon and find myself a set of wings. And finally, off in the sky, just outside the farming district, I want to construct a creeper farm for all the gunpowder so that I can fly around my world. So let the adventure begin. Now, one of the most important things that I am going to need to achieve any of my goals today is some ender pearls so that I can get the eyes of ender to, go to the end. So I guess it's a case of running around the raid farm trying to find endermen in my world, which was a rousing success. We got a full 9 ender pearls, which matches my abilities with premature detonation to a T. No, I had enough of you last adventure. You can keep it to your blinking self. Out of here. This brings grand total ender pearls up to 15, and we do have just over a stack of gunpowder. And now for my next trick, I need to deal with this issue here. The armor, it's almost broken. I had to keep repairing this countless times during the pillager outpost, and we need to get mending on it. But my source of emeralds comes from the sugarcane, and it hasn't grown yet. So I want to come into one of the farmhouses that we built and start work on an interior. But what does this have to do with emeralds? Well, I've got this villager here, and I would very much appreciate it if he would be a farmer. And you know what? He was! He even had a wheat trade. But this was a potato farm, so I wanted to make sure I kept going until I had enough for a potato villager. My dude just doubled how many potatoes he wants. No! I then grabbed a second villager from the breeder. Please stop chit-chatting. I need you to go in your new pod. No! Bad villager! Right, after the promise that I wouldn't enslave him in one box for all eternity, he finally agreed to go into his pod. Then it was just a case of cycling him until he too had a potato trade. But for some reason, this guy was still expensive. I didn't hit him, I didn't touch him, I was just trading with him. And then he decided that he didn't like my emeralds, but your buddy does. And just like that, I could finally get mending on almost all of my gear. I was just 9 levels shy of the boot. So a quick trip to the skeleton farm solved that problem. And just like that, we were rocking and rolling. And now it's time to move on to the next objective, which was to address the raid farm. It currently worked very poorly as the pillagers were spawning over there, and well, not in there. So my plan was to move it further back and further over. Since I already covered this in the last adventure, I'm gonna do this in very short snippets. The first job is to clear out a new room. Once I had the new killing chamber and the villager was all imprisoned, now if math serves correctly, all I gotta do is take this and put it right about there. I don't think he approved. I've sent Inspector Shoes down there. I'm sure he'd not have a problem with the villager that we've enslaved. So, as expected, night's fallen, but I've never seen this before. We've actually got a drowned on land, just chilling with the Zeds. And this one has my gunpowder. I want that back. Oh no, they're multiplying. He's brought his baby along. Where did you come from? Why is there a drowned here? What are you doing? Well, the second night gaining ender pearls was definitely more profitable. With 11 gained, I even managed to get 2 music discs, and we got 40 more gunpowder. This brings the total ender pearl fund up to 26, and almost 2 stacks of gunpowder. Now that I've got the raid farm fully moved, after distractions of the night, I've got the big dig, as all of this land around it here needs to become water. After what was a lot longer than I anticipated, I'd cleared out the area. I just now needed to let the water in. So it was time to take out the makeshift retaining walls. That turtle has stolen my boat. Now with the area flooded, I just need to get rid of the top of this sunken ship, and I wanted to see what it had in it. That's not too bad, there's quite a few emeralds in there. And the second chest, oh, we've got a buried treasure map. The only question remaining, was all my hard work worth it? Let's get Bad Omen, and let's see how it goes. Well, it seems like the waves are finding their way down here. Very early on, I did notice one problem, that sometimes the raiders were falling off of the side, so I just needed to install a ring so that they were able to get back up. And with those modifications, the raid farm was working beautifully at last. And just like that, we were the hero of the village. We managed to get a good few more totems of undying, bringing our total now up to 8 with 7 from this raid. That's 9, including the one that we carry on us. And we got just over a stack of emeralds. Now that I had fixed the raid farm, I could move on to more dangerous shores. It was time to fight the Ender Dragon. My only trouble is I wasn't prepared. So let's get ready. Now I wanted to start with the most dangerous task first, which in this instance would be the blaze powder for the Eyes of Ender. And for this, I was going to need a good bow. So I got one. Then I went in search of a nether fortress. So as I trekked through the nether, I took a moment to just admire these particles. I've never noticed this before, and it was rather stunning. After some time, I eventually found my way to the nether fortress. A terrible fortress. Achieved. Now I did have an additional personal goal here. I really wanted to walk away with at least one with a skeleton. Now it wouldn't be long until the blazers found me. Oh well, take aim. Check that out. After a little bit of time, I found myself a blaze spawner and got to work. Wasn't long before I had acquired 14 blaze rods and I could head back home. I made sure to grab up some nether wart before I left, and even found where the blazers were hiding their diamonds. So I had them. But despite trying to convince every wither skeleton to part with his skull, I just wasn't being very successful. And this nether fortress was a lot of places that weren't really leading anywhere, and gaps in the lava that I just didn't feel comfortable crossing without either building blocks or an elytra. So I headed home. Back home, I crafted up 16 Eyes of Ender and put one of them to work immediately in an ender chest. Then putting the gunpowder and paper to use to get myself some rockets. Then I grabbed another anvil and paid a visit to the unbreaking villager. I already had a mending book, so I didn't need that, and I was all ready to enchant the elytra the moment we got one. I grabbed up a bunch of blocks and set my spawn point just outside of the pillager outpost. Then it was just a case of throwing the ender pearl and following the trail. I almost forgot, but remembered at the last minute to grab some more totems of undying. By the time I had reached the spruce forest, the ender pearls were still going. We're beginning to move into new chunks. We've got the new leaf litter down here. Now I had remembered everything except for torches. Those I'd forgotten. But soon enough, I found the nether... No door. No. Soon, I'd found the end fortress. And would you look at that? Wasn't long till I'd found it. You can keep the chest. One side health and safety proof to the room. I inputted each of the Eyes of Ender. And then, for some reason, I don't think we're going to the end today, because every single time I jump into here... Oh, wow, that could have been dangerous. Every single time I've come into the end, my game has just crashed. But we're here. We finally made it. Which way do I... We'll go this way. Right. It's Enderman Central here. There's a lot of Endermen. I've never seen this many Endermen before. This is insane. Righty. I've got pretty much everything that I think I'll need. No need to have bought 2 shovels. First crystal. Second crystal down. Can we get the third one? No, too low. There's the third one. And the fourth one. I think I hit the Ender Dragon there. Number 5. Can I just snipe that one? Yes. I think that leaves just 2. This is exactly why I brought scaffold in. Another one down. Oh, I missed one. Got it. Oh, there's one up there too. And that's that one got. Right. One more left. I'll grab some dragon's breath while I remember. Come on, sail right in and hit it. Yes! That should be it. We should have every single one down. And we should be able to just go in and get some serious damage done on her. Holy crap. Let's not try the... I think I looked at an enderman. Oh no, they're just mad at her. Oh, we popped our first totem. I don't even know what happened. I have no idea what happened. Second totem. Whoa! But we're getting some more good hits in on her here. Right on the head. More hits. No, get back down here. Where you going? I'm not done with you. Rude. More hits, more hits, more hits. Come on, I think 2 more landings and we've got this. She's perched, she's perched, she's perched. Let's go in. Oh, I didn't get as many hits as I wanted there. No. Here we go. Right on the leg, right in the quad. Oh, oh, that's quite high, that's quite high. Oh, I thought it was going to be a second totem. That's just cheating. Flying in and outside of that pillar. Come down here and get a sword to your neck. I hit it. Right, if we're careful and we're good and we're on point here. This might be it. Might be it. No! Oh, that's even higher than before. Oh, 3 hearts. Once again, she is in the safety of the pillar. Hi. Okay, this could be it. This could be it. We did it. We did it. She has been defeated. Free the end. Oh, look at that. Oh, she's gone. Okay. We're going to repair up our tool. Oh, man. There we go. We got everything repaired. Right. Now, disappear egg. And I gotta hope that this trick still works. You could just drop it on the egg, on the torch rather, and then boom. There we go. We got the ender egg. And now all I gotta do is pillar myself up to the portal. So we crouch down, we throw an ender pearl, and we're here. Do we see an end city? Is that one over there? First order of business is some chorus fruit, and then we can get the rest of this stuff, which is chorus flower. That's what I wanted. Yeah, that one. For those wondering, it was day 357 where we almost met our maker. Well, that's a spot to look. We're there. And I just spy that city over there. And it's got a ship. Right. Stone. Across we go. Yeah, I'm not risking the ender pearl. After a little bit of crossing the void, we finally made it to our first end city. I grabbed up our first set of shulker shells and began the ascension. Painfully, I made my way to the top of the tower. Nerve-wrackingly, I made my way to the ship. Eventually, I made it, and I poked a hole in the side. And I got in. And waiting for us in the bow of the ship was our first set of wings, which in just a matter of moments were fully enchanted. While putting away some stone, I did notice that we actually got our first armor trim. The Spire armor trim. Along with a not-so-awesome sword, but came with an awesome sword. I took those. Now, while I only had enough shulker shells for 2 shulker chests, I did want to head back home so that I could get the gunpowder farm up and running. Then I could come and do some major end busting when I had all the rockets that my heart desired. So I glided my way back to the end island so that I could finally say that I had beaten hardcore Minecraft. Now in each episode of my hardcore world, I plant a custom tree. And it's this part of the video where I ask you guys, if you are enjoying the series so far, then please do consider leaving the video a like and subscribe, as I put a full-time schedule into each and every one of the videos that I make. So I've made the decision that this is going to be the only segment of my videos moving forward where I actively ask you guys to like and subscribe. So if you are enjoying the video, then please do consider supporting the channel as I try to transition this hobby into my full-time job. And of course, if you're feeling extra generous, then the option of becoming my very first channel member is always there. Now, one thing that I'm thinking of doing for channel members is giving them access to all of the schematics that I make in Litematica, like this tree, but I can't confirm if that's a thing just yet. I need to look into it more, but it's an idea that I've had. Now with this tree, I used some different techniques. As opposed to bringing branches out all around it, I decided to focus the branches solely at the top. Now I built this in my creative testing world, and using Litematica I was able to import the blueprint so I knew exactly where all the blocks would go. And I do like the way this tree turned out. I tried the thicker trunk right there, and I also incorporated some stairs. I think that trees add so much to a Minecraft world, and learning how to build them has been one of the best things that I've ever done in my Minecraft career. But I still think that there is a long way to go before I'm ready to build those world god trees that I've talked about. And so, with each passing episode, I will continue to push what I'm capable of doing while building trees. So if you haven't, please do like and subscribe, and let's get moving on to the final task of the day. Now for this, I was gonna need a fair bit of wool. I would need a mixture of orange, red, and yellow, so I dyed all my sheep and got to shearing. Once I'd gathered the wool that I needed, I set to work getting the rest. Some resources required crafting. Now I was gonna need a fair few hoppers, so a trip to the iron farm was needed. It was at this point I realized that I had totally forgotten about the white and black wool I would need. Now I was closing in on every resource that I had. I just needed to pick up myself 4 water buckets, and I was done. Now the farm itself was going to require a wide variety of different resources. These were all of the things that I would need just to build the farm. This wasn't counting the actual balloon to go around it. So I found a spot in the ocean that I like. Now the only annoying thing about this farm is it does need to be built quite high in the sky, which is exactly why I chose a balloon. Now real talk for a second. I am not okay with building technological things in this world. I'm going for a high fantasy medieval style world. But balloons and airships? What if they're powered not by burning helium and gas, but instead by magic? In that case, I'm totally okay with it. Thanks to Litematica, I am able to import a schematic which will let me know exactly where I need to place which blocks, but more importantly, it'll let me see the position of where it's going to go before I fully commit to its location. And you know what? I'm happy with that. And one thing that I've grown really fond of is just walking through this tunnel and seeing the area be revealed, and I like how that feels with a hot air balloon too. Now the actual farm itself was going to be broken down into multiple different pieces. There would be the killing chamber, which was the first part I was going to construct. So the bottom part of the killing chamber would be where all of the drops from the creepers would end up. Storage floor has been completed, although I did realize a mistake that I had made. This isn't designed to be like this. There should be chests on this side as well. But I do realize now that I need more hoppers because I forgot this on the original schematic. Now that I've fixed that problem, and I'll get it fixed in the schematic too, we can start moving onwards and upwards. That gave me a jump scare. I put the next layer of the schematic on, and I totally forgot that there were creepers in the farm when I saved the schematic. Do you know, it is incredibly lovely just to be up here building the farm and not have to deal with pillagers. Yes, pillagers, I'm looking at you. My castle's out of Ender, but I'm looking at you. So nice. So nice. Now this is the killing chamber right here. The creepers are gonna fall all the way down, and then they're gonna perish right here. However, the perishing will come at the hands of our sword. If you were to add something like campfires or maybe a lava blade in there, then you would be able to fully automate the farm, but I actually want to take them out for 2 reasons. The obvious one, we are going to get more gunpowder by taking them out ourselves, and I don't really want to AFK in this world. I want the days played to truly represent how long we've been in this world. And then there's the second. Whenever my tools are degraded and I need to repair them, I typically head down to the skeleton farm. Instead, I'm gonna come up here to the creeper farm. That way, I'm combining needing to repair my items with gathering gunpowder, and I feel that way things will just naturally occur and we won't run out of gunpowder. Now, as the sun goes down, I've got the funneling system completed. All of the mobs are gonna end up right here and head into the middle. Now, it is important to note that I am converting this farm into a pure creeper farm, but you can have this as a regular mob farm for all of the other mobs, except Endermen. Endermen aren't going to spawn in this farm because it's not tall enough, and even if they did, and we made it tall enough, they would just teleport away the second they hit the water. So each of the spawning platforms looks a little something like this. The trapdoors at this height mean that skeletons and zombies cannot spawn. It is too small for them, but creepers are less than 2 blocks, so they can spawn. The carpet right here in the center means that spiders won't spawn. It means that this position is no longer spawnable. Spiders need a 2x2 to spawn, so they're not going to clog up the farm. This means that only creepers are going to spawn here. After half an hour or so, I finally had the actual farm fully finished. There was just the design of the balloon to go around it, but I wanted to see it in action. And within just a few minutes, we were starting to get creepers. And I had all the gunpowder I would ever need. All 62 pieces. We can see it just hovering there in the sky. I think it's going to be looking really nice once we get the actual balloon put around it, which is my next job. But I do want to just do one thing first. You see, it turns out that I can't actually get the experience from here. So I am going to make this fully automatic. At least for the time being. We can always get rid of these, and we can also kill the creepers as they fall down first anyway. I just hope this doesn't trigger them to accidentally prematurely detonate. But I figure this way the creeper farm can be running and also generating gunpowder while we're placing the parts of the balloon. Now all that is left is to finally put the balloon around the structure. The final block has been placed, and the balloon is completed. This thing is a lot bigger than it looks from a distance away. But now we have our fully functional, fully operational creeper and gunpowder farm. So now that we're back kind of like at our podium, you can see it looks really nice just up there in the distance, like it's gliding through. Doesn't feel out of place, feels like it fits. But with the balloon finished, I can finally say that I have given you the best of me.
Best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now, best of me now, best of me now, best of me. They want the best of me now.
So I set out today with the mission of fixing the raid farm, slaying the ender dragon and getting my wings, and building a creeper farm so that we would have gunpowder. And I feel like we achieved everything. Now when it comes to the balloon, I had to think about what I wanted to do, and this farm was more efficient in the sky, and I've got to say that I was hesitant at first, but I'm glad I ran with the idea because it has turned out really well. And I feel like as the sun goes down in the background, that it is a fitting time to bring a close to the episode. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give me. So thank you very much. But as always, I'm Casey. You are the awesome folk. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And when it comes to the next episode, I am torn between doing the city center or overhauling the farming district. Adding in maybe a greenhouse, a couple more homes, and even more field. As every time I fly over it and I see the fields like this, it just makes me want to do this section. Let me know what you think we should do.